Hey everyone, welcome back in today's videos. This is How To's by J&A, and today we're going to be discussing how to flip furniture or how to redo old furniture, whichever you'd like to do. If you're looking to sell it or if you're looking to, upgrade it for your own house. And so my wife, she found this chair that she's wanting to use for her work, and it's not in the best condition. It wasn't in very good condition. We picked it up. I've already done some sanding to it, and I filled in some of the gaps. There was a couple holes, right here. I filled those in with some wood putty, and I've already sanded it down. But now it's time to paint it, and we're going to be using Beyond Paint in the bright white color. And the really good thing about Beyond Paint is you don't have to sand it or prime it. So it's all in one. It's kind of expensive, but it's an all-in-one paint. So I went ahead and sanded it because sometimes it's a little bit smoother and it helps to get rid of some of the imperfections and also to fill some of the gaps. So that's why I sanded it. So I'll probably make a future video showing how to do that portion. But today we're just going to be focusing on how to do the painting and what the end product will look like and how well it holds up. So let's get started. And before we get started, I want to talk about the supplies we're using. So you want to roll as much of Beyond Paint as possible. And so you want to use a 4-inch, 3/8 inch nap roller. And so you want to roll that as much as possible. And then again, we're using the bright white Beyond Paint. We have a gallon of that, but this won't take anywhere close to that. This is about half full. And then you've got a paint tray. And then we've got our little brush here, and this is a very cheap brush. You don't want to use paint strokes. You don't want to do this. With this you want to dab it wherever you can't get rolled paint, and if possible you want to do this, and then wherever you can't roll it, and then you want to try to use the roller underneath it, because it's just the way the Beyond Paint works. It settles after painting, so it's a really cool product. We've used it quite a few times. But next, on to cleaning before we get started. And so today I'm just going to be using some Miss Meyer's cleaner, some multi-surface cleaner. This is the basil scent. I've already sprayed some on. I'm going to spray a little bit more, and then I'm going to spray some on a rag as well, on a paper towel. And then we're just going to go in and we're just going to wipe all over it, get all the dirt off, any of the cobwebs that are on it. And then I'm going to do it for the whole thing, and then we should be ready to paint. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. All right, so we just got that clean, so I'm going to give it a few minutes to dry, and then we're going to start painting. All right, so we got the paint on here, and I went ahead and used aluminum foil so that it's not a problem to reuse this tray. And so get my brush going on. Get it good with paint. Then I'm going to take it up here. I'm just going to start rolling. And you notice it's got kind of like a texture to it, but it's going to, as it dries, it kind of flattens out and it ends up being a smooth matte finish. What I've noticed is the white, usually you need maybe 2 or 3 coats, maybe even just 2. It depends on what kind of texture you're painting. So this is wood, so it might be only good with 2. We're just going to have to see. If it's a darker color, it's probably going to need maybe 3 or 4 even, so, but keep going. All right, so we're getting pretty close to being done with that first coat, and I'm already going to be able to tell that it's definitely going to need a second, maybe a third. We're just going to have to find out, but I'm going to show you how to do the little tap thing with the really cheap brush. And so you're going to get it, and you're just going to tap it in there in places where you can't roll. Like I said, you're not doing traditional brush strokes like you would think you do. You're just trying to tap it in there. And then we're going to put that down, and then we're going to grab our roller again. We're going to come back in and we're going to roll it. All right, let's get moving. right, so I just wrapped up one coat, and this is what we're looking like. Definitely better than it was looking, but we still got a little bit ways to go. You know, there's still some wood that's bleeding through, so we're going to need to do at least 2 coats. So we're probably going to give it maybe 30 to 45 minutes to dry, and then we're going to go in for coat 2. All right, so it's been 20 minutes. It looks like it's pretty dry, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the second coat. All right, and I just wrapped up the second coat. It's still got a couple spaces that need a little bit more that's still bleeding through. Definitely a lot less than before, but I think it might need maybe like 2.5 coats. Not quite a whole third, but you know, just touching it up a little bit, it might need a little bit more. So I'm gonna let it dry a little while, and then I'm gonna come back and do that. All right, and it's been about 40 minutes, and we're looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and start coat number 3. All right, I just finished the third coat, and I think it looks pretty good. It's a pretty nice looking chair now. Definitely a lot nicer than it was at the beginning. This project was very easy. It didn't take a whole lot of time. I would highly recommend Beyond Paint. I'm gonna do a montage next that shows all the projects that we've used Beyond Paint for, because this is not our first one. This is just the first one that I'm recorded. We've done cabinets, we've done our bedroom furniture, and we've done some furniture that we've actually sold on Facebook Marketplace as well. So I'll post some pictures of those here, and so you can get some inspiration. As I mentioned, here are some of the projects that we've done with Beyond Paint. We did our cabinets, we did a small couple end tables, and then we did a small dresser, along with some other things not pictured here. But highly recommend Beyond Paint, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hope you have a great day.